Hello, my name is Laura Berlage of Erindale Tapestry Studio. Thank you for watching this tutorial for needle felting. Today we're going to cover basic technique and safety because we're working with sharp objects. The needle felting needle is really a very simple tool. Basically, how it works is that there are barbs at the end of the needle that cause the scales in the wool to ratchet together to form a tight, firm shape. But the needle doesn't know the difference between the wool and your fingers, and it really smarts when you poke yourself, so you don't want to poke yourself. Basically, the technique using with the felting needle is going to be just straight up and down. And we're working on a surface that is soft and supportive, but also firm. This is upholstery foam. Some people also use brushes or pillows, but I like the foam because it gives a stable working surface. And you can just practice the basic up and down technique. This is a hand posture that I like to use with the needle, but you can experiment with different postures that work for you. Straight up and down, because if you put your needle into a piece and then try to adjust its angle, it can break. And it usually breaks about right there, leaving this part stuck in the piece that you're working on. So that can be a hazard too. So straight, up and down. And I'll demonstrate how that looks when you're actually working with the wool. So let's say that I needed to create a small ball as part of my project. I can start poking just straight up and down. Now, the most common time that you get poked when you're working is when you lose concentration on where your non-dominant hand is. So, for instance, here I'm paying attention to where my fingers are, and I'm working directly against the foam surface. I'm not going to pick it up and hold it and work this way because I'm more likely to poke my fingers through the ball. So I'm going to work against the foam. And there's no need to go fast. Go at a pace that feels slow and safe. And as you get more confident, you can go a little faster. But there's no race. Just straight up and down on the piece. Some people find it a little uncomfortable using just the bare needle, and there are tools out there that can help make it a little easier. These are some tools made by Clover, and this one is being used as a multi-tool, but you can just have one needle in it, and that can make it a little easier to hold. But basically, you can do a lot and have a lot of dexterity and angle of your pokes with just the simple single needle. This is a gauge 38 needle. The higher the number, the smaller the metal, the thinner the wire. I like the 38 for basic all-purpose. Some needle felting suppliers offer 35s. I find that to be too coarse. I like the 38. And then when I have my shape all finished, I use this multi-tool by Clover, which is outfitted with 5 of the gauge 40s. So that's a thinner needle, helps firm up the piece. So you can invest in those if you'd like to. Happy felting!